Okay, looks good. Minus my green screen being weird, but whatever. All right. So I'm kind of actually, I'm not kind of, I am at the exact same spot that I ended the last stream at because I've had an incredibly busy week. So I have not had a chance to really do much more. So let's fix some of the stuff that I left off with last week. Or not last week, on Monday. So delete that, then I instantly... I'm like, maybe I should have kept that line there. There we go. I just wanted the full meter gap there. Okay. So... let's... oops. Let's try this. Actually, no. Should those be... no, I was doing... trying to keep stuff consistent, so... these are only half a meter, so I'll make these half a meter. Hold on a second. These aren't subdividing. Is this not? Oh, hold on. Oh, it's because it's 5 by 5. I'll just manually adjust it. There we go. All right. Two, three. 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm gonna need to extend this. So let's do it this way. Oops. Not sure, but we'll keep trying it. I'm not sure if I'm liking that. Oh, shoot. I needed one more. Let's readjust. I'm not sure if I want that lined up or not, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, shoot. That is dumb of me. I totally meant to pull up that before I started pulling these up so that I had that little lip there. So I'm going to do it this way now. Actually, hold on. Come on. Let me... There we go. So I'll just delete these faces and then I can extrude these down. And just unselect the edge. Like so. Hey Zukin. How are you doing tonight? Doing pretty well. My stream deck showed up today, so I'm stoked. Oh, I thought you already had one. Yeah, it's definitely super nice to have. I grabbed one with some gift cards I'd gotten for Christmas. It's super nice to be able to have all that stuff programmed in. Alright, so... Hey, Lightning Strips. How's it going? Hey, Lung. How's it going? Steam Deck, not Stream Deck. Oh, Steam Deck. Silly of them to name it that, but oh well. Yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. Oh. It would help if I actually paid attention to the way things are spelled when I'm reading. Steam Deck. I keep wanting to say Stream Deck. And a computer. Zukin balling out. I have yet to actually play around with the Stream Deck. I don't buy fancy shit too often, but I dropped a bunch of cash in September. Yeah, you gotta do it every once in a while. Near it. Have to have moments of splurge. I get that all the way. Yeah, I totally get that too. Every once in a while, you gotta buy something fun. You have to let me know how it is, Zukin. I've been running my PC on the floor still, so I'm a dude for a desk once I get comfy. Yeah, the room that I'm in is very awkwardly dimensioned. They really should have positioned the door a little, like they could have. I've got a really weird hallway. My hallway's like a room, but too small to be a room. It's really, really bizarrely laid out. But it really makes the room like more claustrophobic than it needs to. Otherwise, the door can't open. So my setup is not optimal by any means. Okay. So I think maybe some stairs going up here. Or maybe set up slightly. I do like it being a second elevation though. We'll see. But let's delete that face for now. Actually, let's just delete all these faces. When I was a kid, I didn't have a desk at my dad's place for my PC. I just lay on a pillow and played Sim Copter until my ribs hurt. don't think... I think the computer we always had some... I don't know if it was always a desk, but there was always some form of support structure for it to sit on. But I definitely can relate to the playing games until your ribs hurt. I used to do that with the Sega all the time. And now I just do anything and everything hurts. So I've reached that stage in my life. Oh my gosh, select the edge loop I'm clicking on. Thank you. There we go. You wouldn't think that'd be difficult, but it was. Oh, come on. Let's adjust this height. The elevate. I want there to be an elevation change, but like it being a half a meter is just really not doing it for me. So let's push this down a bit. There's... Oops. 3 high. 36. I want that to be... 4. Oops, and I forgot to put the steps. 3. So this should be 12. I can do math sometimes. Oops. I don't need sides. Those. Just delete the top. I can delete that face. Hold on. General song. Or hold it. I give up. There's too many letters, and it's going. My head's going crazy trying to read. Janil Song O Mendez. Apologies for severely butchering your name, but thank you for the follow. Hey, Durgoth, how's it going? Trying to figure out what I want to do here. Do stairs or a ramp? And do I want it to be going this way, or do I want? It's gonna be 2. This needs to be 8. Thought you'd be rocking out with all the sweet Ranger-esque armor geos you can put in yesterday. Yeah, I saw some images of it. I ended up falling asleep pretty quickly. I was exhausted, and I had to get up early. So I haven't had a chance to watch the rest of his stream yet. Oh my gosh. My allergies are like, my lungs are all itchy. It drives me crazy. So if you're wondering why I'm like breathing deeply, it's like, probably should have taken some Benadryl before I started streaming, but a little late for that. Not super happy with that. Might be too much of this pattern, but we'll give it a try. It's always the one I want to select is the one that's going to be like, no, that's the one I don't want you to select. Eventually, if I like this and keep this, these will be merged together, so there's not a weird, funky scene. But I'm not convinced I like it yet. So, until then. Like... needs to be more like that. Which could buy me, oops, a little bit more space. I should have deleted the sides on this, but what? Oh, actually, no, I shouldn't do that because I just extended that. I need to at least get these ones. These can all go away. It's not terrible. Still needs textures and database setup to equip in game. Oh, the helmet and the shoulder pads and stuff. Pauldrons? Pauldrons? It's starting to work. Let's work on like the entrance area so we can actually like get inside this thing. Not my department. Yeah, I don't know how to hook the stuff up in data. Because we have like shovels and picks and a couple bows that I really quickly threw together based off of goblins class concepts, but I do not know how to hook them up. And thus they're not in game. I mean, they're in the game files, but they're not actually in game. I'm gonna need all of those files. All right, so let's. Not sure how far back this is going to go, but we'll just move it all the way back for now. Oh, come on. I'm double clicking on you, and I'm not clicking on the... Oh, it's right. It's a... I always forget that Pro Builder doesn't let you double click edge loops that are part of a whole. You have to use a special selection for that. And stairs. $2.5. Those are way too long. I doubled the wrong number, that's why. Make sure this is centered just by snapping it to the center point of that. Oh, come on. And we'll just see. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of flying around. Not trying to make anybody sick. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around the space. Asked 2K or Aced 2K. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So that's working. Let's move this down. I need something to go. I need like something going on here, or I need to lower this back wall because it's too flat currently. But I think I want to just do something with that back wall. How high is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5, and then over here it's currently 3.5. Oops. Hey Stoic, how's it going? You're a Unity programmer too. I'm currently studying digital games at a local college. Do you know any tips for someone who is starting 2D multiplayer? That would not necessarily be my house of expertise. I'm more of a 3D artist. I do know how to program, but I program in Unreal using whatchamacallit, blueprints. So I am not a Unity programmer. If you do have some questions, though, a good place to ask is in our Discord. If you aren't already in there, I just threw a link in there. And Ali, John, or Gary are the ones you'd want to ask. They're more of our the team's tech. And the bit of coding that I can do is not. I don't do network stuff usually. And when I do, I'm very much having my hand held by a tutorial or some documentation. So apologies not being able to help out in that aspect. What are you trying to do with the 2D multiplayer game? Are you going like what style of game? How's it going? Stoic? Oh, it's going pretty good. I'm doing pretty well. Just been really busy like all week. Um, and I have a feeling looking at my schedule the next week or two is going to be the same way. But other than that, doing pretty good. How have you been? Okay. On Discord, conversation. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That Discord. Like I said, we're Ali's our head tech guy, so he has all sorts of he can answer all sorts of questions on networking and stuff like that. Oh, thank you for the Prime. Appreciated. That was very nice of you. What do I want to do up here? I think I'm gonna do something. Oh, and Keith. Keith can also help with tech questions as well. Usually working. Kind of hop back into Guild Wars 2 the last 2 weeks. Forgot I actually enjoyed this game. I I still need to actually at some point give that game more of a try. I bought it and then I got stupid busy. Um like right when it came out, and I think I made a character and that was about it. So, I haven't actually like done much of anything. Texture is really going to help this part too. I need to turn. It's getting warm in here. Damn. Hey Beaver, how's it going? Ranger class is solid in Guild Wars 2. I can almost guarantee you the class I made was a Ranger, and I played it for like a level or two. I think I like ran around for like maybe 3 minutes. um, so maybe probably not even a level. Something like that. Got some random bits of geo floating around still. Let's clean those up. Yep, I knew there was going to be one there. Face. Hey Goblin, how's it going? Guild War 2 is or Guild Wars 2 sadly is very antisocial. It's mob related. I think they conflated people beside each other with people needing each other. Lets people play beside some people beside each other. Lots. Okay. I was like, my brain was trying to decipher that and it just wasn't working. I guess I'm tired. It's been a long day. That is okay, that is let's grab that. It's there. I merged those together, didn't I? I did. Smart like that. That up. And we'll get rid of these ugly faces that should not be there. Let's send that down so that we don't see the gap. Let's see. Trying this again. Oh, you were talking to me, Keith. Pick a number 1 through 3. I'm gonna go with 3. I played at launch with my EQ guild, so I guess I was always with people. 1.333333 repeating. Oh no. Or sorry, I'm not playing this. Yeah, I was I was not. I probably, or it's probably a lot better with a guild. Oh, Keith, thank you for the gifted sub. And I'm sure Beaver appreciates it. Oh, and Stoic got one too. Keith's gearing for a hype train right now. Goblin got one. Appreciate it, Keith. That's very nice of you. Oh, and Stoic gave one to Zukin. Hype train is close. I'm getting a warning. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate the support. Um, trying to think. So I think maybe stairs going down to this level. Question is, do I want to just do it right here? That might be the best way to do it, honestly. And then inside, stairs up. But let's start deleting some of these faces that we don't need. And I know this isn't necessarily all complete. Oops. Oh, shoot. And detach faces. So this. Missing, yes, I am missing some. Duplicate these. Oops, helps hit the correct key. And we'll mirror them. Oh, Pro Builder. I don't want to merge these yet. I have to do this the really annoying way. It's over here. And we will those. I need to flip X on this one as well. Oh, I flipped X, that's why. I go from. There we go. Yeah. There. shoot. Um, that should be fine both ways. This one, though, got mirrored in the wrong direction because I had both of those selected. So let's fix that. Yep, that one did too. Here. There we go. Or no, that was right. What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Okay. I think these are, it's super important to get all this stuff perfect at the moment. But I just want to be able to like visualize what it's going to look like. As opposed to one side being super rough and the other side being somewhat more put together. Where did the other stuff go? Did I not duplicate the... Oh, no, it's right there. I'm like, where's the other tower? Oops. That's... That there. Something's that. Currently is right there. And then I'm missing a wall section. Where is it? Did I must have just not duplicated it. You know how Sean was saying he'd like to have people in and playing something by the end of the year? It's getting close. I'm getting itchy. Yeah, we are closing in on the end of the year pretty quickly, aren't we? That times are coming. Oh, that one's actually partway in the wall. We'll just leave it like that for now. Again, I need to fix this stuff later. Yeah, it'll be exciting though once we get some of you guys in and can start testing some stuff out and get some feedback on things. Use that for... And again, just to make my life easier, we'll just duplicate this and then... What? Why didn't that duplicate? Duplicate this and oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? Probably because I'm in the wrong mode. I was in the wrong mode. That was my fault. Oops. Something like that. Oop, I need to mute that as well. Sean is also an avid gnome lover, so take anything he says as a lie. You said it, not me. I don't know. I don't know. No, Sean's minus his total affection for gnomes. It's a pretty solid guy. But then again, if you didn't have gnomes, who would you be able to walk around and slash punt? Gnomes are shifty, so I hear you. and Keith with the above. Oh, I think that when Sean gets back from his vacation, the team size is going to be smaller. The only thing worse than gnomes are halflings. I do have a soft spot in my heart for halflings. Although I'll probably use the H word that will bring the wrath of the Tolkien estate upon me if I accidentally say it, which I said like accidentally 3 or 4 times on this stream. Because I'm good like that. So far, the estate has not attacked. It's not come after me, but I'm sure they're waiting. Hobbitses. Now that I was just reading that off. I wasn't saying anything. You mean Kender? Hey now, let's not bunch the beloved. Excuse me. Oh, God, I hate allergy season. What was I reading before I started dying? Zugans. Let's not bunch the beloved halflings in with those scoundrels. See, I agree. I agree. Although for how much I love punting gnomes and just, I don't know, picking on gnomes, I am a huge fan of deep gnomes. But that's totally 100% on Goblin that I love deep gnomes. Because I really like I really like the concept he came up with them, or for them. The concept he came up with for them. I can use English, I swear. Okay. So let's combine at least these pieces. Merge object. Oops. So That's what happens when you have random geo stuff together. You start thinking that they're connected and they're not. Oops. There's stairs also. Oh, there's... What's going on over here? Okay, the mirroring apparently messed up. There we go. So now at least it's mirrored. Do I want to do anything? Oops, those are not attached. Oops, helps if I'm also trying to collapse the correct vertices on top of each other. I don't know. I'm gonna leave those there for now, but I'll probably change that. Okay, so let's start playing with an interior. Let's throw our grid back on here and set the scale correctly. So this is a larger door. Let's make it slightly larger than the standard. Maybe not. Okay, so I checked back in on the lore because it had been a little bit. And without giving you guys the lore of what this place, like everything that's going on in this place, we will be talking about what is like what it needs functionally in terms of design. So there needs to be a training yard, which I think I'm going to use kind of back here. I think I might use here. Yeah, I think this might be the kind of setup as the training yard. Possibly. I still kind of want one of the temples here, but we'll see. So maybe that will be the training yard. We also need a barracks, some morgues, a library, and an alchemy lab. So, let's hide you down here. I'm still going to need to kind of do some more of this type of stuff on here, you know, like trims running along it and stuff, but we'll get to that eventually. Maybe not on this specific stream, but all right. Let's combine these. This is gonna drive me nuts otherwise. Okay. corgi training. Yeah, they'll have like one of those little um I can't even remember what the heck it's called, but those little dog training courses that they have to run. Um, hmm. It's that little spline controller thingy. I don't see it. I may have to get John to help me with the ocean here, because I'm running out of space. Unless it's hold on. Ocean splines sewers. Why am I not seeing splines? I should be seeing splines. Ha! I can't see it, but I can still move it. Look at me doing stuff and hopefully not breaking it. Watch, I'm gonna save and it's just gonna blow up all the ocean. And then John's gonna be like, what did you do now? Uh-oh. Server just went down? Are you being serious? Think Ellie was hiding the boats in there? I still have to figure out what happened to them. I was looking the other day, and I did not see them. So, I'm not sure where Ellie got the boats from. How they are free and causing havoc. Out there killing Nick. Okay, so let's like do this as a main hall. Okay, it's gonna drive me nuts. Hold on, I need to. There we go. There we go. Pro tip: if your grid starts getting all screwy on you with Pro Builder, just hit the reset UV button. And it normally fixes it. Which is nice. It took me a while to figure that out. It's also probably gonna, yeah, just screw up all the UVs on this, but I'm working with the grid right now, so that's what I care about. See how high I can get this. So that is there. So I could technically get that higher if I want to without messing up the second floor. Okay, so I need a barracks. I need an alchemy lab, and I need a morgue. I feel like a morgue would be downstairs. I need to figure out like what I want to do. It's kind of like a larger chamber entrance. Um, barracks. Hmm. So, oh, I guess I may have to move this. It may end up interfering, but I also want this to kind of come over into that area. So maybe if this is going to be where the training yard is, and I'm going to have kind of like a back entrance, maybe the barracks ends up over in this area. Hmm. You know, until today, I've never questioned a morgue being in a basement. Now I'm curious. Are there any penthouse morgues? And by penthouse, I mean upper level. Uh, Not that anyway. Yeah. um, I feel like that would have some like you could have some weird leaky issues if you had it on the like the penthouse morgue where it's like up above you. I feel like this is all I there's just all kinds of bad things that could end up dripping down on your head. Ew. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Let's get these down to the actual door size. Hmm. So, what do I want the doors to be? I think we'll do a hallway off of here. Currently, this is pretty flat. I may end up having to adjust some of this later if I decide to play around with the elevation out there at all, which I might, but that was weird. Like a random flake of this old, like the red peeling latex stuff just like blew off and almost hit me in the face. For a second there, I thought it was like a flower petal. I'm like, where the hell did a flower petal come from? Okay, so if I'm doing this as a back entrance, granted, I might be able to move. I can move this closer too if this starts getting too far away, because this is getting rather far away. But I could do a larger room or something coming off of this. I think, though, I'll handle that when I do the outside, the exterior, and then I'll just link the two together by bridging. So I'm gonna give myself a hallway that I'll say is going to link up to a larger chamber that's probably going to be at a slight angle, but I'm not going to work on that yet. Let's give ourselves a hallway here. So some rooms that we can eventually dress to look more like. A barracks for SKs or something. Wow. You would have thought I actually counted those out before I did that. I never get that lucky. That was like perfectly placed. All by eye. That'll never happen again. I guarantee it. Oops, I do this one. Let's do that first. Let's see. Penthouse one. Oh, yeah. Unless I beat you at it. It's been an active physics game. Like human fall flat, and the elevator in the building will never work. Speaking of elevators, there might be an update on that at some point in the near future. Let's these all. Oops. No, I do want those. But Ali's been working on a new system for doors and stuff, and he was sharing some videos of what he's got in the works. And as a level designer, I'm excited to get my hands on some of the tools he's working on. So maybe make a let's see. Hey, Belfaster. How's it going? Um, could you see something like a simple strength check, being a thing with doors? I'm not sure. I I'm assuming yes. Um, but I don't know the ins and outs of like the mud system yet. But I think we want to do stuff um where it's checking similar to like the quest system from my understanding. Um, but yeah, just like he said, potentially with the mud objects, um, we want to do stuff like that. I don't know if we have any examples of that ability to do that yet. But I know that is the goal, is to have that. It's a slightly smaller room. Maybe that's like the officer room or something. I don't know. And then need a library. I also need an upstairs, or at least like a stair system to get upstairs. Um. Oh yeah, I got power back, which means I got internet back, which means I'm back. Hey John, how's it going? It's going pretty good here. Welcome back. John, you missed the talk about gnomes. Sounds like a good time. Hi, uh, Angela, and Angel01. Um, welcome to the chat. The chat. Oh my god, my voice broke. Oh, it sounded like my son there for a second. Poor Paydays. All right. So if this is gonna go over, this would be the barracks. This is probably gonna open up into a larger area. Maybe here would not be a bad area. Put a ramp to get up to this part. Maybe Angel. There we go. Easy enough. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to think about how I want to do this stuff over here. This might not work like I want on this side. Sorry, itch on my shoulder. Um, so definitely want like this room, which doesn't have interior walls yet, but I haven't figured out how we're gonna get in here. But I think, do I want to have the stairs down here? Or do I want to have stairs, like, that go down through here? That link up through here. Decisions. Oh, my Streamlabs bot sucks. I'm like, you guys are getting super chatty. And then my bot's just spamming you all. Hmm. Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's actually, hold on. Let's combine these three. That one. Oops. Exactly what I didn't want to do. Oops. There we go. Swear I can use a mouse. There we go. So let's box this room out a little bit. Ah. There we go. Collapse. These to the corners. Oops, no, hold on. Collapse those to the corners. Come on. There we go. Oops, helps if I select the correct face. World Builder and its selections sometimes are so funky. Okay. All right. Let's let me select the edge. Thank you. There we go. All right. Where's this weird funky shadow coming from? It's still intersecting with that ceiling? It's really weird. That shouldn't be doing that. Have I been playing anything lately? Unfortunately, no. No, I have not. Oh, I know what's going on. My Geo's whack. Yeah, the last couple weeks I've just been so busy. I haven't had time to play anything, unfortunately. Darn adulting gets in the way of playing games. But before that, the only thing I had really been playing was uh, Diablo 2 Resurrected. And what, 2 weeks ago when John's game came out, I was playing that for a couple days. Which, if you guys haven't checked it out, John released his Salt 2 game 2 weeks ago, and it's actually it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's really relaxing. So check that out if you have not checked it out already. Okay. So this is a ramp currently, but if I want it to go all the way. What am I like that? Oh, just off. There we go. Okay, so if I have that, right now it'll be a ramp. It could be a stairway later. We'll see. That was what I was afraid of. Okay, so let's... Please select the ring for me. Thank you. That over. That over. Been thinking about dabbling in an MMO to relax, but I really don't know what. Maybe I can get a game going with some M&M Discord peeps. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I need to get this this semester's been particularly, it's been one of my busier semesters. Purely be oh, I know where that's the light. That's this light down here that was making everything green. That's what's causing that. Because I have it under I had it under the geo just to give it a weird green. With no intention of it actually being like that eventually. So let's just delete that for now. Actually, we can just do this. Let's just... But, yeah, I just need this semester's been crazy. It's because I have a class running that I've never ran before, so I have to, like, every week refresh on some things that I haven't done in a while, or find some good stuff to get set up. And that's where a lot of my like personal like game playing time is being lost. Um, yeah, I was offline for 2 weeks basically. It stinks. That is never fun. Alright, let's try this. I think the longest I've been without power was a week. And I left. I did not hang or I did not stay to sit in the dark. I drove 3 hours back here to Cleveland. All right, so let's try this. But it was a crazy windstorm. I can't remember what they call them. I am totally blanking. But yeah, it knocked out like all of Central Ohio's power a couple years ago. And I was living in Southeast Central Ohio at the time, so and then when I called, they're like, yeah, we're doing Columbus first, and then we'll eventually get to the smaller, like more rural areas. And I was like, oh sweet, all of this food that I just bought is all gonna go bad if I hang around. So I did not hang around. I threw it all in a cooler and came back up here and threw it all in my parents' freezer and then crashed at my friend's for a week. Um, are there any good MMOs to play? See that's the that's the problem. And also why we're here. um I was having fun playing the TLP when it came out, but man, I could not dedicate the time that it would have taken me to keep up. So I was just like, yeah, I'm out. TLPs are so fast. Like they're so fast. Um, no, haha, betas. Off like in between semesters. Um, Too bad you don't want to mess around in the TLP, Goblin. Make you a rich man on mischief. I did enjoy the little bit I played around on Thornblade. Um, but then, so that was like a year ago. Um, and then I got on. It was right around the time that I got around on this project or on the game. So I was like, let's focus on getting this finished or getting, started getting into the project. I don't know. I might do Warhammer Online, but I don't know. Warhammer Online's EMU, isn't it? Like an emulated server? 'Cause I believe that was one of the ones I played for a bit. I remember enjoying it. And I can't, but it's also been so long, I can't remember why. Like what it was that I found super enjoyable. But I think that was one I did like almost. I tried like all the classes. I think that maybe the free version of it, you could only go up to like level 10 or something like that. So I was just trying out all the classes. Um, with my ex, and then I think we subscribed for a little bit, but we never, neither of us got super far in it. But I do remember enjoying it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Let's make this easier. Whoops, no, that's not do that. Um, OFC I just played as a goblin. Shocking. Oops. And that is not lined up at all. Mm, it's probably more centered. Let's see if I can make this work. Oops. Okay, that'll work. That will work. So you can get to there. There, you can get up here. This needs a roof on it. Sorry. Eyelash going in my eye. Just bridge these all together until we can close the last triangle. Oops, helps if I select the right edge loop. Come on. There we go. have my window. You guys can't see me playing around with it, but it's, oops, not correctly set correctly. This is gonna drive me crazy. Oh, I think I got it. There we go. Okay, so that's space. Part of the walls. I'll have to mirror this on the other side, maybe. I don't want to be too symmetrical, though. I'll mirror this portion, but maybe the rest of it going down won't happen. So if this is the barracks area, there's going to be another kind of like entrance chamber or chambers. This goes down to the morgue. I want you to snap. There we go. Come on. I'm going to play around with this geo after I run around in a little bit. Though I do kind of like it slightly rigid because it's like a tomb, but it's feeling too rigid for me right now, or for my liking. So let's say this is our entrance to the morgue. Let's be it's really high. No, I guess keeping it narrow. I might do like a curved ceiling in here too. That's not going to do anything for me. Let's bring that back. Come on. We want this to be a larger room, but I don't know if I want it to be a high ceilinged room. Um, let's make these 2 by 2, or no, 2 by. I'll play around with like what these look like visually at some point as well. But let's feel this space out first. I want this to be like you walk in and walk down. I don't know. I have a feeling I'll be playing around with this area a bit to get the feel that I want. Maybe I don't want 4. Maybe one, two, three. Something in here with like the floor. Click. Is this Monsters and Memories? This is Monsters and Memories. I'm currently blocking out our Necropolis. This is in the rough beginning stages, but this would essentially be where Night Harbor's Shadow Knights and Necromancers, like their class trainers and stuff will be. Oh, Dark Inside, thanks for the follow. What's up? Just working on this area, trying to figure out what I want to do. So this is one of the morgues. I'm not super happy with this yet. This is going to be one of those places I'm going to definitely play around with. But I'm thinking about doing something like... No. I need to figure out the pattern before I do it, but essentially it'd be something like the... Speaking earlier in the stream about juices and stuff, so like maybe there's like a little subtle trough or something in here, and when I work on the design for the tables, you know, like essentially the fluids could drain down, that type of thing. Something like that. But I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that. So I'm not going to start putting those in until I kind of have that figured out. And then I think there's going to be stuff going on these walls too. Maybe, I don't know, like spaces for like bolts or something. Maybe it's more like Something like that. My spacing in here is all off too, so that I'll have to figure out before I really start blocking that in. But let me see. I'm curious how you go about creating a zone. Like, what's your thought process you go for? As I went to school for game design, I dropped out because half the courses didn't make sense as to why I'm learning about stuff that doesn't have anything to do with it. I think a lot of college, you end up taking a bunch of courses that you're kind of like, why? I had to take a robotics course. It was fun, but I honestly have not used any of the knowledge that I gained during that class. Um, I currently work in Unreal Engine and have tried Unity. I am not a programmer, but blueprints are easy for me to learn. Yes, that is me. I teach Unreal. That's my day job, and that's how I program is blueprints. I love blueprints. My brain just can like I can sit and I can read code, and I can figure out what it's doing. I'm not so great at writing it. Granted, I've never really sat down and tried to get to the point where I can memorize everything. But I can do a decent amount now with blueprinting. But in terms of your question with the level process, it really comes down to like what am I trying to do? So, for here, we've been trying to do a really large city that's going to have multiple things going on. So I've been the process was get the kind of generic, where do we want to start? And we wanted to start in the western end. So getting like the walls in, getting some of these larger fort structures in, and then I started kind of going from one direction. And every spot I have my own, I kind of develop based off of the geometry that's already there, kind of what my plan is. This area is changed up a little bit, and it's still in a fairly rough stage where we wanted to kind of redirect the roads a little bit because they were kind of very square and very like city blocks, which is fine, but it was really constraining the design. So we wanted to kind of break the street up a little bit, so added in some angles and stuff like that, basically almost like courtyard areas. And then we wanted to play with verticality, but because there's not a whole lot of space here, I didn't want to all of a sudden have this big hill that pops up, or like this big trough. So just kind of trying to move the buildings in ways that I can get some interesting play with height. And then you go into something like Wormsbane here. And turn off the lights because we're gonna get some weird light flickers. I added in some more lights, and I broke John and Keith's work. But anyways, so in here, Ham had actually did a write-up on what the idea for the dungeon was, and it's evolved since then. So we've added some new wings. Like, this area is still pretty rough, but that's been added. There's some additional wings to the tomb area itself. But there was, some basic prompts, like that there was an entrance and there's like a pit trap there. Although with some of the new systems that Ali's working with, I may play around with this area a little bit and rethink how I have this trap system working. I have some ideas that I want to play with, but you guys will eventually see them. But anyways, so yeah, there wasn't really much. It was just kind of like an entrance area, and kind of what you were like, what the area was supposed to be. And then I just kind of I decided, hey, maybe it's a kind of an archaeological dig gone wrong. So where was the, where were they kind of making a base? So I made a little, quartermaster area essentially. I still have to play around with this area a little bit and kind of really theme it up. We need more of these scaffolding. We want some on the floors as well. I haven't done that yet. And then was kind of moving around. This wing was added later. This room over here was added later. Same with this one down here. Just because we wanted to add to the mob density and just areas to pull from. I threw this cracked door in there initially as a as kind of like a cool, like, oh, maybe at some point you'll be able to go in there. And then when we initially had the gnomes, when we brought them in at their initial size, they were so tiny that even without being shrunk, they could just still jump through there. And then we kind of like it. So initially, I just had this hallway. I still have to figure out what I want to do in this room. But this was only there so that, like, if you walked up with a torch, it would catch the light to kind of give you the idea that, oh, there could be something beyond there. I just can't get there yet. And we could use it for future expansion. But I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this at some point. So yeah, just kind of like expanded off of there, and we added in some more areas over here and over here. Again, just kind of increasing mob density. This room was kind of in Hamad's write-up. Kind of gave a description of like a crossroads room with a statue with the heraldry on it, and then the chapel. So I kind of just made a chapel like area, and then I threw in, I felt like this, I did this like loft area, and I felt like it just needed an organ. So kind of a gothic style organ a la Maestro and Hate type of a feel. And then he talked about having some sepulchers throughout here, so kind of made this little wing off of it with a sepulcher with like a little like room that we could throw a boss in. This area all down here was additional, just kind of expanding. I wanted there to be an area that linked the two areas. The two wings were very separate, but I felt like it could use something underneath, so I kind of put that there. And then we've got the this area over here. That is the ossuary. And initially, I kind of just did this area coming off, and the only prompt I had was those two areas, and then there was an elite tomb area, but no, like, how does it get there, that type of thing. So I was just kind of playing around with it. I wanted a long room with a bunch of bones, and we need this will get an art pass eventually. So I had made these textures real quick that have kind of like bones, but I need to finish them. But I have ones where like their bones are, instead of pointing at the camera or pointing out, they're at the side. So just doing some kind of fun stuff eventually with bones stacking up and maybe skulls sticking in these, that type of thing, throughout here. And I felt like it just needed something. I wanted it to be more than just this area, so I kind of did this second area over here, which actually I really like the lighting in here. Just kind of made this weird, little antechamber. I wanted to play around with the height a little bit, because a lot of the rooms didn't have a ton of elevation change in them. I mean, I guess the chapel does, but I just wanted to add in an element, so kind of added this over here. And then recently, we did an expansion of this on one of my streams. So we wanted more mobs in here, and just to kind of make the boss room a little bit bigger. So Nick, Sean, and Goblin had some ideas, and I kind of took those ideas and then kind of was like, okay, so I've got this extra height here, I got a second level. How do I want to get up there? And I figured, you know, okay, we'll add this area over here. So just kind of, to me, it's a little bit of planning. It's a little bit of kind of free form and kind of just playing with it. This might still get another treatment. And then after I did this, I kind of wanted to expand these areas. I'm not sure I like this whole area being super, like symmetrical on either side. So maybe changing like one of these areas up a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of, you know, again, playing with it. This area with the caverns, it's not complete. We need to do a sewer system that's going to be like underneath Night Harbor that's going to link up to this zone. And then it's just kind of going through like a more cave-oriented area that you can get to the tomb area through kind of like a secret wall. Or it'll eventually lead to, this is going to be a zone line for Deep Dunes. So just kind of thinking about like how, like all the other zones around us, how can we start to kind of link some of them together, give multiple areas. So expanding it out so it's not, we can add in more mobs and more level range to that specific area. So, but every zone is going to kind of present its own set of, you know, design challenges and like what are we trying to do in this zone. And then it's going to be iteration. So, you know, this is probably not the final iteration of what Wormsbane will be. One, obviously we're going to do an art pass. Like these textures are being used over and over and over again. So, you know, more textures, more things like that. Some of this is, you know, just kind of like playing around with like cobwebs and seeing how they worked. But, you know, once we, you know, get a really good population in there and, you know, we got everything locked in, get some of you guys in there and testing it, it might turn out whether we find some things like, oh, this is working, this isn't working. Let's make a, you know, let's put another room over here. Let's, you know, get rid of this room or maybe move it over there. Some of that kind of stuff, it's fairly easy to do. The initial layout of this, granted, again, it's been expanded and edited. I did the first like play. It was basically playable in like 8 hours. In terms of like a playable, you could go into all the areas. And then I want to say Nick had it populated like a day or two later. So it came together real quick. The city zones are probably going to be the slower ones to evolve just because they're more complex in terms of like all the different things they want to do or that they need to do, and then the added elements that we want to have. So eventually there's going to be ruins and stuff underneath Night Harbor that as you're running around you'll be able to see down into and things like that. So I hope that answered your question. That was super long-winded, but I hope it gave you kind of a idea of what's going on. Good place to stick gnomes. In the tomb. Just toss them in my cracked wall. Oh, I'm inside the geo. Awesome. So let's see how the scale of this is starting to feel. Textures and stuff obviously are not. It does, thank you very much. Awesome. Yeah, and then a lot of it comes down to also to like scale, like, you know, what's the feeling you're going for? Obviously, you know, this is supposed to be one of the larger mausoleums in the in this area. Ooh, I got a big old seam right there I gotta fix. So obviously, you know, it's gotta be pretty large. But it also has like fortifications built onto it. So the texture does look pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. The problem is it's the tiling on it is like super high, so it's super noticeable. So this room, I kind of want this to be obviously be the entrance. I think I'm going to push this wall back. I think I want this to be just feel a little bit larger. But I also need to kind of think about like how do I want pillars or something in here? Or do I want it just a large open space? I had this, pushed back, but it kind of almost feels a little funky there, but we'll see. And then in terms of like scale and stuff, we did some tests on like what felt right with our camera and in terms of the character. So kind of been working off of that. So I've got like scale for like how wide a human doorway is and how high a human doorway is. And a lot of it again comes down to like the camera. So if you're playing out in third person, how does that feel? Because originally we were doing it more, down here. But then you got a lot of like that. It's hard to do right now, but like you get a lot of that kind of like camera pop. So we scaled up the rooms for humans so that it just feels better. So yeah, the doors, technically larger than a natural human door would be, but taking some gameplay into the level design as well. How does it feel? So I do think I'm going to put the doorway here, and then that will get you into the tower that can bring you up here as well. Cool. And then, yeah, I'll do something similar off this side at some point. That feels good. Let's kind of go over here to the current location for the morgue. Yeah, I'm gonna. This is gonna be one that I'm gonna probably be playing around with a little bit because this doesn't feel like what I have in my head. I kind of feel like I almost want us to like walk, like when you come in here, you're walking down a small ramp, and you see more of it down there, and then yeah, like vaults or something going on in the walls, um, where bodies can be stored, and then some depending on where I have all of the little like tables, definitely having some sort of like floor thing so like they can be collecting the blood. I think that could be pretty cool. I don't want to do anything with the ceiling. I'll have to see how everything else looks, but it'll be less plain than it is now. Scale is very important in an open world game, but mainly RPGs. I'm currently working on an RPG right now. It's currently going to be multiplayer. As for me, co-op, then a lot of players, but I'm considering if it gets too much in Unreal Blueprints to do multiplayer, just edit the nodes to replicate. You can do multiplayer stuff with blueprinting for sure. Again, I haven't done a ton of networking. Actually, I was playing around with one of the RPG templates. It's set up more for like an action art, like an ARPG. But I was gonna potentially play around and make like just a fun solo project like MMO thing. And then I found out that they needed it, or Eminem was looking for a 3D artist. So that was a little over a year ago. So yeah, the height of this is working pretty well. It definitely needs some more like flavor and stuff on the outside, but I'm liking where this is starting to go. I think there's going to be some like banners hanging down here because I know what the heraldry symbol is going to look like for this, so that'll be something that mullets and memories. Definitely got to have a mullet. trying to think of maybe these towers. Should these towers be square? Or maybe they'll be rounded. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. I will have to play around with it for sure. But yeah, so I think I'm actually gonna call it a night here before I get too far into it. This is starting to feel cool. I'll have to figure out like with the shapes. I kind of like this shape. It almost reminds me of the I don't know why. It reminds me of the like ziggurat pyramid that Gozer stands in front, or basically like comes out of in the first Ghostbusters movie. That's the way that top is. But anyways, I kind of like that. I wasn't sure if I liked it initially, but I think I do. I may have to play around with the heights on some of this stuff, but we'll see. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. So for everybody, thank you for hanging out with me. If you are new to the project and haven't already seen our website, that is a link to our website. Go on there. There's also some pictures, screenshots, videos, in the updates as well. You can find out about all the team members and stuff like that. There's a few frequently asked questions area. If you do have any questions after reading through all of that, feel free to hop into our Discord. All the developers are in there. We're pretty good at answering questions. Just tag any of us, and we'll answer as soon as we notice it. We also have a bunch of cool conversations that go on in there, whether it's about our game, just MMOs in general, RPGs, just video games. But pen and paper, tabletop RPGs as well. So yeah, feel free to join that. If you'd like to follow the game and get updates, but don't want to join Discord, feel free to join the mailing list. Also, feel free to join the mailing list, whether you join Discord or not, but that is a way to keep up to date. These are the other team members that stream currently. If you haven't already, throw them a follow. You should get a notification whenever they go live. Also, there's a notification opt-in in Discord. When any of us go live, you'll get a notification. We also have a YouTube channel. All of our VODs get uploaded to the YouTube after, like a day or so after, or in my case, a couple days after. So I'm always really slow at uploading them. But if you are watching this on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe, comment below, click the bell, all that fun stuff. It helps us out with the algorithm to help with visibility and discoverability. For anybody else who's watching videos that are related to classic MMOs, EverQuest, that type of thing. So yeah. Also, if you're on YouTube and you want to join in on my live chats, I'd love to have you. Just follow the link in the description somewhere below to my Twitch channel, and that is Paytus the Ranger. Just throw it a follow. Again, you'll get a notification whenever I go live. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. My normal streams are Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Wednesday at 1 p.m. I think. Hold on. Yeah, next week's. I might end up doing another evening stream, so it might be 8 p.m. again. Looking at the schedule, I might get back in time. It might actually be at 1 p.m. We'll see. Just pay attention. Whenever I change or have to cancel a stream, I always update Discord, so just watch the general chat. But anyways, guys, thanks everyone for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you to all of my current subscribers. Anybody who subscribed today, your name will be added by the next stream. So I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys on Monday. Later.